Maxpedition Falcon 2 bag, the bag that's with me every day. But the problem is, when I go into town, I do some shopping, I don't want to take that bag because it has a huge medical kit on there. It has a holder for my bottle on there. I don't need that when I just go into town for 1 or 2 hours to do groceries. I have a pocket medical kit, and carrying water I sometimes do, but that depends on the temperature. Also, that bag has all kinds of stuff in there, like a rain poncho, things that I probably won't need when I just go for a shorter trip. So I was in the market for another bag, and although I love Maxpedition products are very pricey, so I was thinking of getting another bag. So I walked into an army surplus store here in town, and I found a bag that I absolutely love, and I wanted to share that with you because it's a brand that I was not too familiar with, although they did make my poncho, Fostex. I love that poncho, so when I saw that was the brand, I thought I'm probably going to love this bag too. And the bag I'm talking about is the Fostex Recon 15 bag. They come in a bunch of camo patterns. This is, I guess, the urban camouflage, and I love it. It's a 15-liter bag, so it's definitely not huge. You cannot go on a 3-day trip with this. But that's not why I bought it, right? I bought this just because I wanted to have a simple bag. And I think this bag has a lot of cool features that you're going to love. So, let's go through it. As I said, if you don't like this particular BDU pattern, there was green, there was white, so I mean, you can get a bunch of them. Okay, let's start at the very top of the bag. You have these nice elastic, sort of elastic grid. And if you have an item, here's a floppy weird item, but you can put it onto your bag and you can cinch it shut with a little cinching, I always forget what these things are called, but you know what I mean, you push that and then you squeeze them shut. Of course this would also, this would be good, I guess, for a lot of people use that for flashlights, except this is fairly floppy elastic, so I wouldn't put a flashlight on there, I would only put a soft object on there. If you'd be flying, this would be great for one of those neck cushions, for example. Okay, so there's that. Here's just the logo of the brand. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it says Fostex and Recon 15. That's the bag. Let's go down a bit. You have these two Fostex buckles here. And when you unclasp those, this flap lifts up, and then you have a dual closure system, which I think is pretty nifty. You have another one of those cinching things, and yet another one. This opens up the first, what do you call that, cinching shut device, and this opens up a second one. So this second one really cinches the bag shut, whereas the first one kind of compresses it to make it a little bit tighter, which I enjoy. It's a good, nice compressioning technique. Okay, compressioning is not a word, I know that. Inside, it's a barrel. There are no pouches, there is no admin pouch, there's nothing, there is just one big empty space. And as I said, 15 liters. It looks a bit like it's some type of tarp material, and I have walked with this in the rain and my stuff did not get wet. Water kind of pearls off, which is very nice. So that's that. On the inside of this cover there are no pouches, no zippers either. So it's really a simple bag that is not supposed to give a lot of organization to your stuff, as is often the case with Maxpedition products. However, as for example a guy like Dave Canterbury said in his videos, he likes that because it's basically a big bucket and your stuff can't be in a lot of places, right? Because it's just one big main compartment. Alright, so we have that. Then on both sides, where the Fostex buckles are connected, you get three of these loops. And those loops, you can put stuff on there. For example, if you have one of those Night Eyes S-binders that I love, it is relatively straightforward, not when you're holding up a bag with one hand, to attach goods to that. For example, a water bottle or something like that. you get 3 of those little loops on each side. Down the center, I should probably have put something in here to make it a bit bulkier. On the center here you have these 2 loops, as well as a third bigger loop down here. This would be great for an umbrella. It's not big enough for a water bottle, but an umbrella, maybe a tripod for a camera, something like that. Something big and bulky that you don't want to put or cannot put in your bag because it would stick out. You could put in there, and it, again, this is a little hard to do with one hand, but it cinches shut very easily. So that's well designed stuff. Okay, then we have, at the very bottom, we have, as I said, the bigger loop, which definitely is bigger. I can stick my whole hand in. That's not what I told her. And here, at the bottom of the bag, you have 2 loops on either side, which I'm sure with a bit of creativity you could affix something larger to. If you were to have a belt, for example, you could put a small sleeping bag, something like that, on there. Okay, then we have 2 side pockets. They are identical on either side, so I'm just going to show you one. Let me see. They have 2 zippers, so that is 1 zipper, but they have 2 of these pulls on them, so you can open them to either side, which is always nice. They're pretty heavy-duty zippers, pretty big. I found them a little bit hard to open because the material, the fabric, can get a little bit caught because you have a positive closure like this that goes over the zipper to waterproof it more, but when you open the zipper, you see that can be a little bit difficult. So I wouldn't put something in here that I absolutely need. Right now I have in here my little pocket medical tube, as well as my micro water bottles. Speaking of which, I am a bit thirsty. These basically hold just 1 sip of water, but they're just small aluminum bottles. You could boil water in them if you want. It's only a sip, but as I said, I take this for small day trips. If I go into town for 2 hours, I don't really want to carry this. But carrying 2 of these for when I have just a bit of a dry mouth, that's not a problem. Alright, apart from that, there are no further compartments in here. It's just, again, one big thing where I can just put my fist in. So it gives you a bit of space. But again, don't expect any admin pouches or other ways to compartmentalize your stuff. Okay, that's the front of the bag. I've shown you the top, front and bottom. Let's move to the back. You have a handle, always useful if you want to pick up your bag. I love it when a bag has that. You have your straps, I'll come back to those in a second. And then you have pads. These are just padded bits for your back and your lower back. That's pretty cool. As to the straps, they are nicely padded, decent material. They have D-rings on either side, so again, if you feel the desire to put something onto your bag there, you can. Stuff you would easily, you would need a lot. Flashlights, maybe a knife, something if you're on a hike you want to be able to access quickly, you could put on there. There is a loop here on both sides that you could also attach stuff to, and another bigger loop on both sides, so you can really attach a lot of gear to your shoulder straps, which is all quite cool. Of course, you can adjust the straps, and then there is a sternum strap, as well as an, what shall we call that, an abdominal strap. And finally, what I'd like to show you before I show you what it looks like when I put it on, what I really liked is that there is a top pouch here. So this, to orient you a bit, front of the bag, this is really the top of the bag, and in there is a rain cover, which you can easily pull over your bag, and it's protected from the rain. Very useful. Although it's already fairly water repellent, but if you really go to an area where there's a lot of rain, you can use that. And if you think you don't use it, it has a Fostex buckle. Just unplug the whole thing. And then you have a large pouch in which I could fit both of my fists, so that will definitely give you some more space should you need that. Okay, putting the thing on. This is the one criticism I have with this bag. The padded bits on the shoulders are actually not that large. So when you wear it, I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit downwards so you don't really see my face but just the bag. What you see here is that these padded bits only go up to this point in my shoulders, where with my Maxpedition bag that's pretty much all the way through. And that is one of the issues. Another issue is that this sternum strap is more of a neck strap almost. That really goes up here highly, and unfortunately you can open it up on this side to adjust the width a bit, but on this side it's actually stitched shut, so I cannot go to a lower loop and put it down there. Also, there are no lower loops because this padding only comes up to the top of my shoulder, which is a bit of a pity. The abdominal strap, I have no issues with that. That's definitely good. I'll move this down again a little bit. It's right there, that's fine. And also what's really nice about this is that it has these elastic bands there that make sure that this is not going to be floppy. You can just pull that shut and then it won't get in your way. And in fact that creates another loop here which you could use to, you could attach a knife or something like that if you are on a hike. So I think that's pretty good. As to carrying, although these padded bits don't go down all the way, to be honest, they do cover your shoulders, and I found this to be a very pleasant wear. And you definitely feel that padding that they did. You feel the larger pads right there, and the smaller pad right at the lower bit of your bag, a bit of lumbar support. I think this is a great pack, especially considering that I paid 25 euros for this. And considering all the functionality it offers, I think that is a very, very decent price. So, I hope this was useful. I hope you may now think that you want to check out these bags. I think they're very cool. They're excellent for everything I've put them through. I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.